Now I have one question to you. So we say the purpose of a producer is to maximize profit. Okay, maximize profit. So we talk about production function, how he gonna use labor, capital, factors of production, and then to produce goods, sell to consumers, okay? So try to maximize profit. But of course, in the production, he wanna be very efficient, right? So he also wanna minimize cost, okay? So the question to you is, when a producer maximizes profit, does he also minimize cost? Okay, so is this the same thing? Okay, are these two the same thing? So, 李玉祥, when a producer maximizes profit, does he also minimize cost? Yes or no? Yes, why? Can you offer your reasoning? Is it the same thing? Okay. So, 林玉阳, when a producer maximizes profit, does he also minimize cost? Yes. So can you offer your reasoning? Why? And so? Chen Zishuai. No. Huang Jingyu. Question. When the producer maximizes profit, does he also minimize cost?
Not really.
Not really. So why? Why not?
Maybe it's not minimize the cost.
Maybe the cost is not the
maybe
minimum?
Increase the price.
Increase the price, but oftentimes, in this case, when we have this kind of discussion, oftentimes price is controlled by the market, not the producer. Okay, so whether it is the price of the product or price of the factors of production, it is not controlled by the producer. So anyway, so Rovan, are these two the same thing? So when a producer maximizes profit, does he also minimize the cost? Li Yuxiang, have you thought of an idea? No? Wu Dongyan, you are looking at me. You have answered. No. Excuse me? Oh, okay, so why? Why not? Hey, gentlemen, we talk about, okay, as I have told you, economics is a very special branch of mathematics. So if you say the production is zero, then why we don't discuss anything that's zero, right? Okay, so MR equals MC. That's the way producer maximize profit. So how this going to relate it to these two issues? Again?
MR 等于 MC 要相交在 MC 是正斜率的时候。
Okay.
所以这时候 MC 不会，因为 MC 的优势其实不会差最低点。
I am a little bit confused. So let me draw a picture for you, right? And you tell me what's going on. So you say, okay, remember, it is a little bit confusing, okay? So if we are going to talk about production, okay, production. If we are going to talk about production, this is factor of production. So it is L, okay? And this is the actually, what is this? This is quantity, right? You have factors production, use it to produce, okay? But then, if it is about cost, it is the quantity you produce, right? How many goods you produce, and here will be the cost. And so, sorry. Wudongyan, you say marginal cost looks like this, okay? And then marginal, sorry. So this is marginal cost, and you're right. You say marginal cost and marginal revenue. So how is going on? What's going on for marginal revenue?
不要看这个关键竞争还是过程。
No, this applies to everyone. I mean, every producer. So, but very good try. You know, I appreciate that. Good. Very good try. I hope, you know, the class we have some discussion in this class rather than, you know, I keep lecturing. Okay? I need to know what you think about, and it's good, you know, to learn to express your opinions. Okay, Chen Zizhuai, any idea? Qiu Guanmin. Are these two the same thing? When a producer maximizes the profit, does he also minimize cost? Okay, let's try. So, you know, later on, honestly, you should spend some time drawing diagrams, okay, drawing the pictures, because it's very important for you to understand, to grasp the idea, okay? So, you know, you need to practice on your own, and there are many diagrams in the book, okay? So, let us try to prove it, okay? Actually, it can be proved. Okay, how to prove it? So let us say a producer already maximized profit. Okay, he already maximized profit, but not minimize cost. Okay, producer. He already maximized profit. He already done this. Okay, he got this part, but not this part. Okay, agree with me, Wang Jingyu? Okay, so let us say he already maximized profit, but not minimized cost. What happened? Suppose the cost can go down, right? Because we say this producer maximizes profit, but not minimize cost. So the cost is not the smallest. So what happened? You can cut the cost further, right? If you can cut the cost further, what happened? Your profit gonna go up, right? If you can cut the cost further, then you can increase the profit. Okay? What happened? Contradiction, right? What's contradiction? Li Yunxiang. What's contradiction? Right. Because you say this person already maximized profit, but not minimize cost. And now you can cut cost, right? That's your assumption, right? And if you can cut cost, of course your profit gonna go up. But what you said, you say this person, this producer has already maximized profit. So is it true? No, because of this reasoning. So actually, because of this kind of reasoning, profit maximization is equal to cost minimization. So profit maximization is the same thing as cost minimization. So if a producer, minimize cost, he must maximize profit. Or if he maximizes profit, he must minimize cost. Okay? Okay, let's move on. Upeni, thank you. Okay, so got it? So sometimes it is takes a little bit of reasoning, okay, to figure out what's going on. As a matter of fact, in the production theory we call duality, D-U-A-L-I-T-Y, duality. So production reflects costs, and costs reflect production. Okay, let's move on. So here we have, what do we have? We have diminishing marginal return, right? So we have diminishing marginal product. So what does that mean? That means we have increasing cost, increasing marginal cost. So diminishing marginal product, increasing marginal cost, right? Because as you put into more resources, right, you get fewer product in return. That means your cost is going up. So MC goes up means MP goes down. Or MP goes up means MC goes down. That will be the same thing. Okay, let's see. Here, it said why short-run costs of production are almost higher than long-run costs. Okay, it is because you have made adjustments. So in economics, we assume the production function is efficient. So short-run production fits for short-run. Long-run production fits for long-run. And so because of that, long-run generally are more efficient than short-run. Okay? And he said, that's the how this will affect the relationship between short-run average cost and the long-run average cost. We will deal with it later. And we also need to know the relationship between returns to scale in production and economies of scale. Economies of scale means it is good. Diseconomy means it's not good. Okay? So the definition is economies of scale means production goes up, average cost goes down. Okay? Economies of scale, the definition is Q goes up, AC goes down, average cost goes down. Diseconomy, Q goes up, AC goes up. Okay? Okay, profit maximization, we have spent some time on it. Okay? And so an outline of firm's activity. So the firm buy inputs. Okay? So generally at this point, like Woo Dong-Yen has said, we are not at a point discussing perfect competition or monopoly. Okay, so at this point we generally assume price are given. Okay, price are given. So producers cannot affect the price of the products or the price of the inputs. Okay. So anyway, there are many theories about firm, but at this point we are only discussing, how firms put factors of production together to produce goods. Okay. And then sales output in the market. Okay, and make money out of it, earning revenues. Okay. Okay, let's move on. Short run. Okay, there are some inputs that is fixed. Okay, short run, some inputs will be fixed. Long run, everything's variable. Okay, in the long run, everything are variable. Okay, and they talk about case study, and in this case it's WorldCom. I'm not sure if I'm going to talk about it. I mean, every firm, want to make profit, but WorldCom make money in the wrong way, because they cheated, they cheated investors. So anyway, if you want to know more about the details, look at the book. In the class we don't want to discuss it because this case is a little bit complicated. Capital goods, machines. Machines. If you study corporate finance or accounting, what is capital? Capital is money. In accounting or investment, when you talk about investment in the market, capital is money. But in microeconomics or economics, capital is plant or equipment. Plant or equipment. So it is the real thing. Machines, equipment that can really make goods. Okay, so it's not money. Okay, please be careful of the difference. So here we are not talking about investment in the stock market. Okay, we are talking about investment for a firm. Okay, and so the capital goods we talk about is plant, machines, equipment. Okay, and production function is here. So you can have whole bunch of factors of production, but oftentimes we only talk about two. Okay. Okay, so here it is the difficult part. Okay, so what's going on here? On the vertical axis here, it is the amount of labor. We call worker day. So it is 1 worker day, 2 worker day, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then he can work on a piece of land. Okay, and this land can be 5 acres, 10 acres, 15, 20, 25. And so here is the volume of output. Okay, output. So how many goods it produced. So you have 1 unit of labor. If you have 5 acres of land, okay, the production level is 70, 170, 240, 290, etc. Okay, and you have 2 more workers. And so now we are going to discuss the concept of MP. So what is MP? MP is called marginal product. And here what you get, 70, 160, 220, that is called total product. The total number of outputs you have. Okay, and here you have different level of land. Okay, so you have unit of labor, unit of capital. Okay, so here, average product is the but he said about marginal product first. So anyway, if it is average product, okay, forget about the delta. Okay, delta means depreciation. If it's AP, average product is Q divided by L. Okay, Q divided by L is if it is average product of A, it will be Q divided by A. A is the unit of this factor production. L is the unit of labor. Okay, and we talked about it before. What is marginal product? Marginal product is the slope, or we say the first order condition. The first degree of depreciation of total production. So this actually differentiate of the production function with respect to L. And here is differentiation of production function with respect to A. Okay? So then you can get average product of labor. Okay? And then of course you can get the marginal product of labor. Okay, let's figure out how to do this. Okay? In the final, there will be questions like this, so please pay attention. Okay. This is when the land is 5 acres. Okay? So you have 70 when you have 1 unit of labor, 2 units of labor, 160, 220, 260, and 290, and 310. Okay? So marginal product, here, be careful. Because the unit of labor is from 0 to 1, okay, from 0 to 1. So the production level is from 0 to 70. So the marginal product of labor is 70, okay? Question. And when you have second unit of labor, the total product is 160, okay? And here, the marginal product of first unit of labor is 70, and now when you have 2 units of labor, you get 160. So what does that mean? You employ 1 more unit of labor, right? You employ 1 more unit of labor, the production increases from 70 to 160. That means the marginal product of the second unit of labor is 90. Okay? And then when when there are 3 units of labor, the total product is 220, okay? So what does that mean? 160 to 220. The third unit of labor, the marginal product will be 60, okay? The same thing. 220 to 240, that means the contribution of the forced unit of labor is 40, okay? And what about average product? Here you have 1 unit, right, of labor, and the total production is 70, so 70 divided by 1. Okay, you have 160, and you have 2 units of labor, so the average product will be 80, okay? 160 divided by 2, okay? Here, it will be 220 divided by 3, so it is here. And 460 divided by 4, 65. And here, 290 divided by 5, 58. And 310 divided by 6, 51.6. Okay. The second part, when the unit of land is 15 acres, okay, so basically the whole thing is the same thing, okay, units of land is 25, so the same thing. So in the final exam, there will be something like this, so you have to fill out a blank, okay? So diminishing marginal returns and law of diminishing returns, that is basically the same thing. And why? Why is it the case? You know, sometimes it is difficult to explain. But in any case, so let us say we have a production function. So we have a production function f, right? And LK is equal to Q. Okay, this is called production function. You get total product here. So f prime either is either is L or either is K. It has to be positive, right? Just like marginal utility. Okay, it has to be positive. But to have, okay, to have what? To have maximum. To have maximum, what about double prime? Double prime has to be less than 0, right? Because if the second order condition, I mean if f double prime is positive, what you get? You don't get maximum, you get minimum. Okay? So Wu Dongyan just tell us, right? For a firm to maximize profit, the first order condition has to be satisfied. So it is MR equals MC. This is the first order condition. But you need to have the second order condition. It is MR prime, okay, less than MC prime. Okay? So, why? Imagine that. How many of you have been working at a coffee shop? Anyone? Or drink shop like Gong Cha or Wu Lan? Anyone? No? No one? Okay, anyway. You get a lemon, right? You get a lemon. What is lemon? Right? Okay? Cut it in half. And use a utensil to get out the juice. Okay? So the first time you get a lot of juice. Okay? What about the second time? Less. Third time, even less. Fourth time, you're stupid, right? Because no more. But imagine that. If you have a lemon, and every time you can squeeze out more juice, what happened?
Wow.
That's crazy, right? You don't need economics, right? Because the more, I mean, every time you squeeze it, you get more. So there's no, because the first assumption in economics is that resources are limited. Okay? But you can squeeze lemon. Every time you squeeze it, the more you get out of it. So, anyway, I'm not quite sure. Just like the way we discuss marginal utility. So we have diminishing marginal utility, right? Why? I really have no idea. So let us say you first drink first cup of coffee, right? You like it, okay? Second cup of coffee, not bad. Third cup of coffee, oh gosh, right? Fourth cup of coffee, Why? I mean, the reason is probably something is limited, okay? So in terms of lemon, right? You only have one lemon. But suppose you have a whole bunch of lemon. Every time you squeeze, you get probably a lot of juice out of it. And what happened to coffee? Because you only have one stomach, right? If it is a cow, it would be nice, because how many stomachs does a cow have? Okay, Wu Penny, how many stomachs does a cow have? Do you know cow? What's a cow?
No.
Yes, exactly.
4个吗？
Yes. So what happened to cows and oxes? They eat a lot of things, right? Eat a lot of it, and then ruminate. Ruminate means they get the food out of it and to digest it again. So anyway, it is a little bit difficult to explain this, just like marginal utility. But it has to be that way. Otherwise, economics no more, right? Okay. Okay, a lot of diminishing returns. And let me give you another example. So let us say we have Dragon Ball festivity. Dragon Ball festivity. So let me see. Y'all hear me? What is Dragon Ball festivity? Dragon Boat festivity. What is that? Right, exactly. Okay? So there's a boat, right? So if you put one person, just one person there, he will be very tired, right? You know, one person rowing the boat. What about yet one more? Two person, right? So one on the left hand side, one on the one on the left hand side, one on the right hand side. They can cooperate, right? Is it good? It's good. Okay? And then you can add, two more, right? So then, the boat gonna be faster. And 10 more, okay, what happened? It's crowded. They will interfere with each other, right? If you put 20 person, the boat gonna sink. So you see, there's one thing very special here. When we talk about marginal utility, we don't say marginal utility will become negative. We don't say that because there's no such a stupid consumer, right? If you feel that you are uncomfortable when you stop consuming, right? But sometimes it may happen that the boss may put too many people into the factory, okay? So it becomes so crowded, right? And so the marginal product is negative. But we assume that this will not happen, and it cannot happen. It can happen, but we assume it will not happen. Because everyone is rational. If you are a rational person, okay, you have to pay for resources. You have to pay for labor, right? Will you pay for these people to squeeze together and do nothing? No, okay? So in terms of consumer and producer, there are something different there. So here, we will talk about rational production. The rational production is that you will not let the marginal product be negative. Okay? Okay, let's move on. So you have average product here, marginal product here. I should draw a picture for you to clarify a little bit. Okay? Okay. So let me turn on the light. Okay, remember now we are talking about production, okay? When a production is mentioned, we talk about factors of production and the amount of output. So we use labor as the example, and here is the total product, okay?